Now coming to bylaw session, I would like to call on stage Cornelia Volino and Thorir from Iceland, please. Thank you very much. Now, why we are sitting here, that's not a round table. The round table open discussions will be a little bit later on. We just actually want to go a little bit on the bylaws. And I want to explain a little bit to you in a short recap. When Cornelia tried to run as a president, she put her nomination forward, which for a lot of people was against constitution and bylaw. What Cornelia did, she asked a lawyer before she was doing that. And the lawyer stated very clear, she is eligible to run. Questions came up from the membership. I took the legacy and put 16 of my lawyers on the bylaws, rules and regulations, standing rules. And all said, all 16 of them, she is eligible to run. But nevertheless, we took the decision not to run because that would have caused a very, very big, I would so say, problems in the community, problems with the membership, because it wasn't clear. And we could not explain it in that time. You might say, Thomas, in 8 years you're a president, you don't see that? I have to see in 96 years, no one would have seen that, because the bylaws are written by chefs, right? And we as chefs, as it's called, it's a chef society. Now this chef society put together a team of people which worked on the bylaws. They have been changed in 2016, and we said, we will not change the bylaws for a certain period of time, but there was a need to do so. Now what we decided, there came a letter from several countries in, even the G5, collectively questioning. There was a problem, we couldn't respond early enough, which we should have done too, but there was a reason. And this reason was a lot of protocols haven't been followed as well, but that was not the problem. The problem was we said we want to go through the bylaws with a legal advice, with the help from someone who is really professional. And we decided not to make any bylaws changes for the time being. Bylaw changes can be done at any time, an extraordinary meeting, no problem, everything can be done. But we wanted to fix the house first, because there are a lot of things inside which one word makes a difference. And then we invited some representatives from different regions of, in that case, Europe, and we had an open discussion. And I would like to give first the word to you, Thorir, and then to Cornelia.
Yeah, nice to see you all here today, guys. Yeah, we had this letter, we came together this spring, G5, the Nordic Chef Association and Home Nation, and we really spent a lot of time to go through the bylaws. There is a lot of things in there when we start reading them that we need to change. We sent in a lot of ideas of changes that was in the way, though, just the beginning. We need to take it as a whole and go through the bylaws so they work for us for the future. And after we got the letter that was late from the board, we were invited to a meeting because we sent a harsh letter in that was, we were not happy. And then we sat down with the board, and now we are looking at this the way we need to take this into motion, that we have until we probably have next year or so to make the changes. And I just want to encourage everyone in here to be a part of that process of looking over the bylaws and getting them to the level that we can use them, because this one wrong word can make them wrong. And when we look at all of you here, we are almost 100 nations. Only few of you have English as the first language. So it's easy to misunderstand something between transparency and translations. So please be involved for the next year to make this happen. That's the first thing I want to say.
Okay, thank you very, very much. And I would like to give the word to Cornelia just to tell you what we plan to do with all of you.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. It's very important. We are also passionate about World Chefs and about our own national associations and our local associations. And as you know, bylaws are a guideline. It's important, though, to ensure the interpretation that we take is similar. And it's very difficult, as Thor said, that for some of us, English is not the first language. However, it's not just English, it's experience with corporate law, with bylaws. Some of us are very experienced, and some of us not so much. We also need to be very careful on the process, the process for submitting them, the timeline for submitting amendments, for review and distribution. There's a complete process when it comes to bylaws. But in my opinion, we should be supporting and encouraging each other. If we have questions or we don't understand something, we should be sending proper letters of communication. I don't think that email trails or chastising or criticizing someone publicly or slandering someone because they've put their name in for an office is appropriate. I do take great offense to that. I did feel what I was doing in my interpretation was correct, because to me, an office is a position, not a committee. But again, that's interpretation. So we all have to agree collectively on the interpretation that we want to have and then create the wording that we all support. Now, of course, it's a vote by majority, so the majority will decide. But we need to make sure that when we review the bylaws this next round, that all interpretations are considered, and whichever one is proposed is agreed upon. Now, some of us may not agree with the majority, but that's okay, because that's democracy. But it's important that we all understand what it is we're approving. So when the amendments are brought forward, it is suggested that we have them reviewed at each continent, that they're translated properly and reviewed and discussed. And whatever it is that we propose and we vote on, we support. And if clarity is required at some point in time, we discuss it. And we discuss it with the board of the day, or we discuss it with the bylaws committee, but we discuss it. And I don't think that we should be ridiculing people or criticizing them or slandering them because maybe their perspective or their interpretation may be different than our own. We are all here because we love being part of World Chefs. I've been a member for over 40 years. I'm very proud to have been on the board for 12 years. And I do hope one day there will be a time when I can run for president, because it's always been in my heart. Thank you.
So I have to say thank you very, very much. And I think it's the best decision which we took for World Chefs, and taking the time to do that in a real, very professional way and manner, with legal advice, with legal guidance. Of course, run by chefs, discussed by chefs, put together by chefs, but the final overview to be done prior getting it out by legal advice. And I hope you all agree with that, for the betterment of World Chefs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.